She's feeling vampy and beautiful. I really like this one. Well, this was unexpected. This is not the look I was going for, but I do feel a bit royal. Didn't expect to go mermaid today, but I feel like a little spicy siren mermaid. Hello, my gorgeous ones. Welcome to Alicia Budget Beauty. My name is Alicia. Here on my channel, I love affordable fashion and beauty. I do hauls, tutorials, reviews, all sorts of fun stuff. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe and be a part of my fam. And I'm super excited because if you've been following me, you know that I love Nomad Cosmetics, one of my favorite beauty brands. I love that they take us all sorts of amazing destinations. I live vicariously through them and their palettes, and we have a brand new one on our hands, and they are taking us to Royal Europe. Never been to Europe. Would be amazing. Don't know if I'll ever go, but at least, hey, I get to pretend like I'm a fancy pants going to these different castles and balls and lustrous jewels by digging into this palette. So if you would like to see me create a few looks with this, get a closer look, some swatches, get my thoughts, keep on watching. Okay, so let me just show you guys this cute little card that came with the package. They're always doing those extra little touches, and it is the inauguration of the newest Nomad palette by command of the royal family. Really cute. It says some other cute stuff on it, but it is an intensive color and chrome palette. Yes, we have some new formula in this palette, and it makes me so excited because I've just been waiting. So I'll show you guys here in a minute, but the destination is Versailles to Buckingham. It's a collection of royal palaces and castles that span across Europe, each full of family jewels, palatial rooms, and heirlooms by bygone eras. And true to form with Nomad, they always donate a little bit of the proceedings to a charity or cause. The cause this time is the UNESCO World Heritage Center, which protects and preserves precious heritage sites around the world. Super cool. Love the little special edition. Like, I feel like I got invited to a fancy ball. So here is the outside packaging, but what is the winner really with this is when you take it out of the cardboard packaging is the actual packaging of the palette. This is like a 3D print on here, which is so cool. Definitely something new from Nomad. They just get packaging so well. It's like the whole experience. It's not just like the shades inside, it's the packaging as well. So here is what it looks like. It has these geometric jewel 3D cutout. And here is what she looks like inside. Now, I have already shot this. I did like a reel for Instagram. I did some finger swatches. I actually also swatched this compared to the Genuine Gems palette by Simply Posh Cosmetics. And I did that because I know not everybody knows that palette, but if you're in the indie community beauty, most people do know that palette, and I knew someone was going to ask me. So I swatched some of the closest shades that I could see in this palette to that palette. And let me actually grab that real quick. Okay, so here's the Genuine Gems palette, and I just wanted to get ahead of it because I knew I would be asked. And as you can even see by looking in the pans, they are different. But once I swatch them like side by side, every other color, you can definitely tell there are no dupes here at all. Actually, not even very close. They're very different. Whereas the Simply Posh palette is much more, it's kind of like a brighter jewel tones. This is more of like a muted, cooler tone jewel tones, and they actually pair really beautifully together. So what I'm going to do right now, so you can see the pretty embossing before I mess this up with the swatches, I'm going to insert the video of the palette up close and also the swatches on the finger, plus the swatches of the Simply Posh and the Royal Europe, so you can see that there are no actual. Okay, I hope that helped you guys. And had you not ever seen that other palette, at least that will give you an idea of the two different color stories and that there's no dupes there. So what we have here, like I said, are some kind of more like muted gemstones. I didn't really realize that until I compared the two. And I was like, oh, this is definitely like, if you're afraid of color and you're afraid of things being too bright, too rainbowy, then I think this color story is really perfect for that since they're a little bit toned down. I love that you have these vertical monochromatic rows here. I love that it goes, you know, mid-tone to deeper. And then the star of the show that I'm so excited about are these 5 multichromes. Nomad has never done the multichromes before. They've had like shimmers that had multi-sparkles in it, but actually like this is a different formula here. I also noticed in swatching them that this formula is very buttery soft. It's, when I say thicker, I don't mean like it's gonna be like caked on the eyelid. I just mean the Genuine Gems by Simply Posh is more of that like light, sparkly, sheer multichrome, where these are that more kind of like foiled chrome looking, sort of like an Adept formula if you're familiar with that. I'm really impressed with the swatches, so I'm excited to put them on my eyes. I'm gonna try to do 3 looks for you guys on 3 different days, and it may turn into 4, it may only keep at 3, but I definitely want to do 3 for you guys. So I think today, to kind of just go with this kind of mustardy, bronzy bodysuit I have on, I'm going to really stick to this row here. I may, as I'm going, decide to throw in a color on the lower lash line, maybe a second multi-chrome, but let's definitely just start with this row here, and we'll go into more colorful looks on the next 2 looks. Okay, I am not even gonna try to pronounce this. I don't know, it's something palace up here. It's a big word that I don't know how to pronounce, but it has a beautiful crown as the embossing that I've almost messed up completely by swatching now. But we're just gonna take that and start running that in the crease and above, since I do have hooded eyes and a pronounced brow bone. I always put a shade like this, like way above, or you'll never see it. If I just put it in my crease, you're never gonna see it. But I love this shade. Oh my gosh, this is like one of my favorite types of shades, and I always reach for them. I like dig in first if a palette has this kind of mustardy yellow brown. I just think it's such a fun color, and I actually think it's really flattering on a lot of skin tones. Really, really pretty and very pigmented. It's blending out well as well. Yeah, I wish I could pronounce this palace, but yeah. And I've never been to Europe, like I said. If you have, you'll have to let me know where you went and if this palette makes you really excited. I would think if you have traveled to some of these castles and places like this, that like this would be a really neat palette for you. All the names on here are so cool. So next I'm going to go in with Neptune Fountain. That is this deeper chocolatey brown. Kind of do a little bit of like a halo. I'm going to sandwich it on the inner and outer lid. Okay, so I'm taking like a little bit smaller of a brush, and we're just going to, ooh, I love this shade. I love a true deep chocolate brown. I just think it's such a good color to have in a palette, especially if you have a more colorful palette. It just really anchors it. Can anchor and ground a look, and also can like make it kind of dramatic and smoky. And I am taking this up into the crease. And it does blend into that mustardy color well. And then I'm also packing it on the outer part of the eye. I will say there is quite a bit of kick up in the pan. That doesn't really bother me that much. I just kind of tap off the excess you know, before I go in. So hopefully it won't get all over my face. Honestly, the only types of shades that were really kind of just drives me nuts with are blues, because if I brush it away or I try to wipe it off on the face, especially under the eyes, then it just kind of makes me look like I have, you know, blue veins, like blueness, darkness under my eyes. But other shades, it doesn't usually bother me as bad. And I'm definitely gonna blend in where these two shades meet over here. So I just took that first brush, that fluffier brush that had that mustardy color, and just gonna kind of blend these in. Okay, to pop in a little bit of color, I'm gonna take King's Room right here. It's this kind of deeper, how do you call this, teal? Let's see. It's just like it definitely leans more green than blue, but it has a little bit of like a blue tint to it. Kind of like the color of this outside packaging. It's a really, really, really pretty color. I like to do that. I like to, if I'm gonna go neutral, I think it's fun to put like a color on the lower lash line. Okay, I did decide to go ahead and catch up the other eye. So far it's looking good. I really do like this King's Room shade. It's so hard to dig into these embossings. It always is, but I really, really like these. They're super pretty. And I guess I forgot to tell you guys even that, yes, Nomad did send this to me. I am on their PR, and they got it to me a little bit earlier than they have been lately. So that's why I'm super excited to create multiple looks for you guys so I can really be thorough. And also, as I'm looking at the color story and playing with it, I love it. It just, I will say it kind of looks a little bit more fall to me. Not that that matters. You can wear stuff year round. That doesn't really bother me. I know for some, they may look at this and think it's just too deep for spring, but you do have like this lighter blue shade up here and then this gorgeous, oh my gosh, this is like a pink to green multi-chrome. I'm not going to use it today. I don't think, no, not today, but it looks stunning. Maybe I will. You know what? I'm going to, because I'm dying to use it. Let's just go for it. It is Royal Treasure. And yeah, it has this beautiful green pink shift. I did put just a tiny bit of NYX glitter glue on the eyes, and wow, like I can see it is so crazy. In the screen, it looks so pink, but when I look down into the mirror, I see mainly green, but I do see both. By the way, I don't think I've ever done a YouTube makeup look standing up where I am right now. I'm typically either sitting down at the table behind me with like a lighted mirror, or in my beauty room in front of the vanity. I just had some requests lately. The beauty room is just not lit very well. And even if I get up close, it kind of will wash out the color a little bit. And I've had some requests to move to some brighter lighting when I do my makeup on YouTube. So that is why I'm standing in front of like natural light coming in and standing up to do my makeup, which is a little bit awkward, not gonna lie. But I mean, I hope you guys can see that shift because it's pretty incredible. Wow. Okay, I wanna do one more of the multi-chromes just like in the corner of the eye. I think this Imperial Crown will be really good for that because it's kind of this like golden green that I think could work well in the inner corner. Oh yeah, that is really, really pretty. That definitely works as an inner corner. The rest would maybe be like a little bit too deep, but I do think that's fun. It's got that like antique gold green shift. So far I'm ooh, okay, that shows up even better on this side. It's something about the angle when I do my brushes that like, it pops better on this eye, even if I think I'm doing the same angle in this eye. But yeah, you can really see that. I love it. So, so, so pretty. This formula is really, really good. I'm so excited for them. I've been waiting for Nomad to go into multichromes, and these are going to be sold separately as well if you just want the singles, which is really exciting. So let me go ahead and pop on some lashes, liner, change my lip, and I'll be right back. Okay, my lashes are on, eyeliner is on, and I decided to go in with this gold Milani liner, and it's kind of cool because when it hits that teal, it kind of makes this turn into that like antique gold, like the inner corner highlight or inner corner multichrome. And then I also use this kind of teal metallic liner from Hard Candy for the wings. I thought I was gonna do a pretty neutral look, and this palette took me on a different journey, but I absolutely love this look. I really, really hope you guys can see the shift on the eyes, because even when I was looking down, like doing my adhesive liner for my lashes, I was just like, oh my gosh, like when I turned my head, it would go gold, pink, green, absolutely beautiful. So I used 5 shades today in here, and the next 2 days I'm definitely going to go more towards this side of the palette so I can get some of the other colors in. But so far I'm really, really impressed with this multi-chrome formula, and so excited that Nomad decided to dip their toes into that. And I'm really excited to create the next 2 looks for you guys. So stay tuned for look number 2. Okay, so it's day number 2. I'm gonna do the second look. And I really concentrated the first day on these right here. So I think I'm going to play with all of these in this kind of more blue row here. But I'm also gonna play with this purple, which is Buckingham Palace. And I wanna do something just like a little bit more dramatic this time. So I'm gonna take this really skinny brush, and I'm just going to kind of draw like this outline of what I want to fill in with the purple. This is looking really opaque. Of course, I'm like drawing, it's really packed. I'm not like blending it out or anything right now, but that's kind of what I want to do. I want to just fill this in, like pack it in, pack the pigment. But since I did even though it was kind of colorful yesterday, it was just like a basic, sort of like a halo eye. I wanted to make this one like just more dramatic. Now I have this more like packed, a little bit thicker brush that I'm just packing this purple all over the lid. I have a vision. I hope that it turns out like I want it. A lot of times these are like, trust the process. It's not till you get the lashes on, the liner, all that, that it really comes together. But I just wanted to do this kind of like dramatic, like shadow of a wing. Sometimes I like to do that instead of doing an actual like liner wing, have the shadow itself be this like bold, dramatic wing. And the shade is like an eggplant purple. It's definitely that like royal purple eggplant. I can tell that if I were blending it, it would blend out, you know, to a much lighter, still like a true purple, but not as deep as this. But I'm just really packing is why. But yeah, I'm planning on doing this on the majority of the lid, kind of leaving this space open because I'm going to take one of these multi-chromes. I'm definitely going to dip into this lighter blue. I kind of wanted to see how that blended into the purple in the inner corner. So trust the process. That's the theme, trust the process. Okay, I caught up the other eye. I think this is looking cool. And I am going to take now this light blue Palace of Versailles. I really like to mix like a light blue in with a purple. Ooh, this is a little bit deeper than I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be more of like a sky powder blue, but it's definitely more, I'm not even sure what you would call this, like a deep periwinkle. It's really pretty. It's just definitely deeper than I thought it was going to be. And that's kind of the thing that I'm realizing about this palette I'm really, really enjoying it. But I will say, I think it's difficult to get like an everyday casual look out of it. This is definitely more of a dramatic, bold, deep, which I loved. But I don't know that it will be for everyone. If you like, you know, where you can go lighter, subtle, and maybe you also want drama with your palettes, I don't know that you could go very subtle with this one unless you pull in another palette and just use the special shades, or if you want one bold standout, you know, matte, go in with this one. But I mean, it's performing beautifully. I really like these shades. I still think this is more of a fall leaning palette, and for the majority, because I, you know, like I said before, I'll wear palettes into other seasons, but I know for some they like to keep them real separate, and I just don't see this being a spring light and airy palette. But like, pigmentation is great. I think that looks super, super cool. So now I'm going to, I believe, go in with Hall of Mirrors, this deeper blue here. I'm gonna put that in the lower lash line. Okay, I've started it a bit on this eye. There's not a ton of difference between Palace of Versailles, that first blue, and this one. I mean, they're in the same family. This one is slightly, it is deeper for sure. So like if you're someone that likes to do a blue, like a monochromatic blue eye, then this is like perfect for the outer lid. And then you use Palace of Versailles to kind of lighten it up just a bit. But like I said, you're not gonna get something super light out of this. But that is a really pretty shade. This is going to be dramatic. I'm kind of going with like an edgy look today. I think tomorrow I'm gonna try to do just a monochromatic, simple look for you, simple as I can look for you guys for my third final look. But yeah, this does look cool though. Okay, I think what I'm going to do, I put some NYX glitter glue on again. So just so I can make sure I play with all the multi-chromes, I'll save this one for tomorrow, but I'm gonna go in with these two. The more purple, I'm gonna put that on the purple, more purple part of the shadow here. Ooh, that looks so cool. This is a purple blue, kind of like glows. Like it's electric, it glows. It's so pretty, but definitely has that like purple blue thing, but mainly with a purple base to it, because the next one that I'm going to do, the Bleu de France, I said that like, like I know how to throw on that little accent. It also has, looks like it's purple blue, but it's going to be, I think, more blue leaning. But that's really pretty. Okay, so that was that one. And then Bleu de France has like a green, blue, purple, I think, shift to it. So we're gonna put that more in the inner corner. Yeah, it's got like a teal, purple, kind of, it's a very mermaidy, this one. Super mermaidy looking. We're definitely going with the drama today, but I think it looks really cool. This probably could count as a mermaid look, like a deep sea mermaid. I'm gonna fix this. I kind of messed up that purple. I smudged it a little bit, but I think this is fun. Okay, I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna put on my lashes, liner, and lip and show you it all together, because I think it's gonna come together and look really, really cool. All right, the lashes are on, and I think this looks freaking awesome. Is this where I thought I was going today? Again with this palette. No. And what I've kind of was saying it when I was creating the look, that I'm realizing about this palette is it just goes so much deeper than I realized it was going to, which I think is gorgeous. And I mean, this is very dramatic. I think it's perfect for like evening when you want a dramatic look. Like, I really love these two multichromes that I use, and they really surprised me because I thought they were going to be more similar than they are. This is definitely like, I see mainly purple in this with just like a hints of blue to give it like a blue tone. This is definitely like a teal, purple, maybe like green shift here, but I think this looks pretty awesome. It's actually something I would do more at like spooky season time. Not that I look at this and think it's spooky season. I just keep saying it's just like more of a deep, rich, like fall palette to me. But so far, performance wise, I think it's top notch. Loving these multichromes. And let's see tomorrow if I can stick to my word and do something like a little bit more toned down. But this one's fun. Okay, you guys, we have last day, third look for this video with Royal Europe. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, I did, mainly the purple yesterday. When I packed it on with that dramatic look, it must have some sort of red base to it because it did stain the lids and it was like a pink red. So just keep that in mind. I mean, eventually it wore off, but this morning there was still a little bit of residue left. And I'm going to go in with Great Haul here. And we are just, I'm going to do this eye today. We are just going to pack that on the outer edge. This is a deep kind of burgundy, but it kind of leans purple instead of, like, my shirt is definitely like a true burgundy. This leans more purple. So this actually would have blended in really pretty with that Buckingham Palace that I used yesterday. That's like that eggplant royal purple. But yeah, this is pretty, and definitely pigmented like the rest of the mattes have been. Okay, next I'm going to go in with Penna Place. I don't know, Penna, I'm not sure how you say that. And it's just a little bit lighter. And I'm going to kind of blend that in next to the first shade. So I've decided this first shade is kind of like a Merlot. It's that like deep purpley, almost like blackberry type of shade, but I'm just gonna call it a Merlot. This one definitely has more of that pink. This one actually matches the shirt really well. And I also apologize, you guys. I apologize for my lighting every single video, but the lighting's good today, really good. But yesterday's video kind of had this like warmer yellow cast to it. Where I live, we have dirt storms like every day. Like every day it's super windy with the dirt in the air. And it's like having an orange yellow lens over the camera. So sometimes the lighting is just, it's just all over the place. But today it's kind of overcast, but like bright under there. So this is pretty good lighting. Yesterday was not my favorite, but this is a really pretty shade. I am gonna go in with a fluffy brush after I lay this down and kind of blend these together and blend out the edges. Okay, I took this bigger fluffy brush and I've been blending a little bit off camera. That second shade I would call like a raspberry. That's kind of what it looks like. I'm seeing some slight patchiness with this first one, Great Haul. Maybe it's just the way it was laid down with the packing, but it's having a little bit of difficulty blending out. I don't know if you can see that, but it's slightly patchy, but not terrible. Okay, that's really deep, really pretty. If you like berry tones, you'll probably really enjoy those. I think even though I've already used it, I think I want to go in with that word I can't pronounce, that first like mustardy color I used the first time, because that's the lightest, like it is the lightest shade in the palette. And I just kind of want to put that, use this fluffy brush And just kind of barely put that in the corner here. Just kind of blend that in. It's not doing too, there we go. Yeah. I'll move a little bit closer here, but I kind of like the warmth that that brings. Just to give it like a tiny bit of neutral here. All right, lower lash line, we are going to go in with the Ballroom. That's another one I haven't used. By the end of this, will have used every single shade except for one, which I think is pretty good. There's 15 shades, so I will have used 14 to kind of give you guys the most thorough first impressions. This one is really pretty. It's just a deeper, kind of like a deep magenta. I like this one. Okay, so for the last multi-chrome I have not used yet, I'm gonna go in with Royal Orb, which is this fun green to gold. I think there might be pink in it. I'm not sure. Maybe it's blue. Let's see what it looks like on the eye. Very, very bright. Super pretty. Truly the star of the show in this palette, I think, are these new multi-chromes. The mattes are good. I definitely think that one is difficult, the patchy kind of one. It might be one that I reserve more for like the lower lash line. You can't really mess up with that. But yeah, these multi-chromes are performing beautifully. That's so, so, so pretty. I like it with this deep, like kind of wine colored eye look too. Okay. I think I really don't want to do any of these for an inner corner because they're just all pretty dark. So I may use something else that I just have in my stash. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the lashes, liner, and be right back and do a little wrap up of what I think about this new palette from Nomad. Okay, liner, lashes, lips are on. Here is what this looks like. I think this is really, really pretty. I love how I said I'm gonna go more like light natural or something today. You just can't really do that with this palette. That is what I've come to find. I actually think this would be a gorgeous like holiday look, definitely fall leaning. So my overall thoughts on this palette, I think it performs great. I'm so excited for the multi-chromes. Like for the multi-chromes alone, I think it is worth it. I do really enjoy the mattes in here as well. I just think if you are someone who likes to buy and wear makeup upon seasons, maybe hold off on this until fall, or you could get it now and hold on till fall. If you're someone that doesn't care about that, get it, wear it year round, but it's definitely more fall leaning. This is a mid-tone to deep. You're not gonna get like light color, light eye looks out of this. You're just not. It's going to be dramatic, it's going to be bold, but it is going to be beautiful. The only shade that gave me difficulty was that one Great Haul right here. Everything else performed really, really well. I only did not touch this shade, is the only one. Otherwise, I tried out every single shade in this palette. I would put these multi-chromes up there with some of the best that I have tried. Not all multi-chromes are created equal. Some are decent, some are really good, and some are excellent. I think these are really good to excellent. So excited about this new formula. I do think it's a beautiful launch. I think the outward packaging is gorgeous. Theming is so fun and on point like always. I do have a code with Nomad. It is Budget Beauty to save 10%. This does launch on Tuesday, the 29th. Wait, no, Tuesday, the 28th. I believe at either, I'll put the time in the comments. I'm not sure. Sometimes that fluctuates. So do recommend it. Just know it's not like really seasonal appropriate right now. Otherwise, excellent palette. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know which look was your favorite. And as always, have fun shopping, budget shopping. Bye.